Hey, girl. Hey.
I feel
Girl,
like your
hey.
weekend haze aren't as effective as your weekdays. Your weekdays are always a little bit more melodic.
Is that true?
I feel like it.
Oh,
Maybe
well,
because you're a little tired, so
that's
you don't have
what
quite the
it
you don't
is.
have quite the punch that you have on the weekend. So yeah, I feel like I don't know. That was almost like Enya like. I liked it.
Oh, speaking of Enya, you're getting ready to go see Bjork.
I know.
Ah,
I was like bucket list. That's a bucket list artist.
like, let
Like
me just tell you, when you said that to me, I was in bed, laying down, and I immediately texted Mr. Mims. I was like, he can't record tomorrow. He's got to go see Bjork. And all I got response was jealous, period.
it's her. This is the first time she's ever performed in Miami. Ever.
Well,
So we're like, it was really funny because when tickets, so the dude that I do karaoke with,
yeah.
he posted about it first, and I was like, wait a minute, bitch, how'd you get those tickets so fast? And he was like, oh, we're in this thing, like it's like a VIP kind of thing. I was like, can
Uh-huh.
y'all get extra tickets for people too? And he was like, oh, I got you, boo. Because I was literally like, when else am I gonna have, like this
Yeah.
opportunity? She doesn't tour that frequently, and she's
No,
kind
no,
of
no, no.
and the news was covering it. They're like the first time she's here in Miami. I was like, I can't. The only thing that's going to be different though is that this is a different type of concert that she's doing
Yep.
because it's like it's orchestral.
Yes.
So I saw like my friend had like a picture of the orchestra before the concert had started because they went on Sunday. And I got so excited. I was like, this might be the bougiest thing I've ever done. Like, really, because like the concert hall there is like it's that really kind of ornate concert hall. It's the
Yeah.
whole thing, and we're
Yeah.
gonna be like with other bougie gays. I'm like, oh my
I
god, this is
think
my
the
life.
bougiest thing I've done, it's not as bougie as that. It's about 200 steps down bougie.
Oh
Still
lord,
real gay though.
you
I
got a
s-
dang Dyson fan. You've already done bougier stuff by
that's
going and
true.
buying that
I
fan.
saw Audra McDonald at UNCG.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I would love. I keep wanting her to come here and do a show. Because we have all these other Broadway people that come. Because there's a place in Fort Lauderdale called the Parker Playhouse, and like for some reason, I don't know why, but they tend to attract a lot of like Broadway people coming to
Yeah,
do a little a 2 hour
yeah.
concert, blah blah blah. And I keep waiting. I'm like, how many times do we have to have Sutton Foster? Um, how many times can we just get Audra once, please?
She was so, it was incredible. Like, just,
Mm,
I was weeping at one point.
girl,
At
I mean,
three
I'm not a
points,
good
five
gauge. I'm not
points.
a I'm not a good gauge of weeping. Remember, I wept at both Kylie Minogue concerts.
At Kylie, though, what
Profuse. When I
song?
say wept profusely, wept to the point
I
that the
mean,
guy looked over at my ex and was like, "Is he okay?" Because
I,
I was so overwhelmed with joy and emotion that it just made I tears just kept coming out
so
of my eyes.
I like Kylie Minogue.
Yes.
I just don't know if there's a Kylie Minogue song that would locomotion.
But the thing is, so I can say this to you, right? Because
Okay,
you already know the
and
back.
all of our dear listeners.
But you, no, no, I say this to you specifically because you already know the backstory.
Yeah.
Kylie specifically, her music got me through the 2000 to
Oh,
2006 time of my
there
life.
we go.
So when my when my spirit was almost broken, I used to retreat into listening to that in order to
Because
keep myself from losing my mind.
Anastasia only had the one album. You can only get so much
I'm
work out
out
of
of
that.
love. Set me free. Girl, I gotta sing that Thursday. Ooh, I haven't sang
Yeah,
that
you
stage in a
do.
long time. Oh my
Uh,
lord. Okay,
that
sorry.
is such a good song.
That's what you call like that's like you can never for all time, like it was a perfect song.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
perfect. And then like when the remix came out, it was perfect. And it
yep.
was just like how? Because usually like one of them is not
Mm-hmm.
great, but it was like nope, they're very
Mm-hmm.
different. Same
Mm-hmm.
vocals, different cuts of it.
Mm-hmm.
That Hex Hector thing, Lord, girl, you want to talk about my titties flying everywhere?
Your
Whew.
titties flat.
I need to. Oh my god, I might have to do that. You know what? Now that I think about it, maybe I'll do that song when we do the big drag show at Alibi because that would be a
You're
good
going to be a
song.
big drag show?
So there's a thing happening here. So
God
there's
almighty, how much shit do you do?
just stop, just calm down. So
I'm calm. It's your life.
so there's a thing that
Just
they have.
remember, girl, you ain't 40 anymore.
Thank you for the reminder. So they have a thing here. So there's one bar in Wilton Manors, and they do this thing every month where they do like a house showcase, right? So they essentially invite houses to come perform for the Sunday night show.
Okay.
So our house, the House of Yas, as weird as we are, they ask us to come do the March show, and I was like, well, I'll ask the kids if they want to do it or not. And everybody's like, yeah, let's do it. So it's just going to be a very different because like of all of the houses that have performed so far, there's not really been any kings or anything like that. And so we're going to have like kings, queens, burlesque,
Club kids.
live singing, club kid. They're all part of the house. So because when I asked him, I was like, are you sure? He was like, no, I want you guys to bring the thing that you do so well, which is like everything.
Okay.
And so, yeah, so I was like, okay, sure, we're in, let's do it. Let's do it. So I got my drag kids together and we're going to put on a show.
A show.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm very excited. Especially, I'm excited about the kings, especially like when I have a drag king named Wyatt Privilege, and it is amazing. Like, it's amazing. They do a lot of Beastie Boys songs.
Nice.
I love it.
Nice. Oh, that's so much better than the like drag kings who do the super machismo, like
the one down here that everybody does every time you see a king, almost always they're doing
Despacito.
No, worse. Genuine's Pony. Yeah, every time.
Dear listeners, I had to take off
Every
my
time.
headpiece.
like if I was at a bookie and they were like, I want you to wager on what song they're going to do, I could confidently put money on that song being probably what. Now, if it's a weird king, they're not going to do it.
No.
But like the ones that are just kind of like, yeah, we're dudes and we're going to like, right? We're going to kind of strip a little bit and, things like that. I'm like, oh, they're going to do Pony. And I can tell even by the way they're postured before the song even starts. I'm like, oh, they're going to do Pony. I mean, bless them. Like, they work it out. Don't get me wrong. They work it out. But after like seeing like 6 different kings at some point in time do Pony, I'm kind of like, there has to be another song for kings, right? Like, there's got to be some other stuff. Doesn't Magic Mike have an entire soundtrack of songs?
Speaking of Magic Mike, did you know that we have a Patreon?
What? I would not mind showing off my Magic Mike for some Patreon dollars.
Dear listeners, that is not true. This is not a sex channel.
No.
This is the only Magic Mike she's going to be showing is a different wig.
Well, the Magic Mike that I was thinking about was just doing a picture holding the cover of the Blu-ray of Magic Mike that I got as a birthday present years ago for some reason. I still
have not seen this movie.
Oh, I haven't either.
It's supposedly good. Like, it's supposedly a very good critique on the male stripping experience. Like, not Magic Mike 2 XXL, which is just them being naked. But the first Magic Mike.
I was tempted to watch 2. I really was, because like, what's his name, Joe Montana or whatever. Like, they had that weird thing where he's in the convenience store, and I was like, you know what? I might watch this movie.
Are you a Channing Tatum fan?
It's funny, right? So I understand that the world thinks he's sexy, right? I get it, and when I see pictures of him, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I can see like the modeling of him, but I actually just like him. Like, I think he seems like a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
And so I think for me, like, that's my thing. Like, I was really rooting for him to play Gambit. Like, when they said he was going to be like Gambit possibly, Oh man, I was like, he's perfect. This is a perfect role for him, just like
Yeah, but
Deadpool.
then he'd get stuck in the Marvel universe, and we'd never see him in anything else ever again.
I know, but
Ah, well.
man,
How do you feel about Vin Diesel?
ugh.
If you ever want to watch an absolute trash of a movie,
Oh,
absolute trash, I highly do not suggest Babylon AD.
I feel like I've seen that movie.
It is such a bad movie. On the editing table, they had to cut 2.5 hours from a 3-hour movie.
Jeez.
It is such a Vin Diesel even basically called it trash in interviews with him.
For our dear
it is
listeners,
so bad.
if you want to see something awesome, put in Vin Diesel breakdancing in YouTube, so you can see.
Really?
Yeah, so you can see a very, very young pre-fame Vin Diesel,
Oh, he was so
um,
cute.
in his like Adidas suit and with hair, and he apparently was like a very popular breakdancer in New York in the day.
Who knew? Who
Yep,
knew?
yep. Well,
Anyway, we
yeah.
have a Patreon. It's
Oh
called
yeah, that.
patreon.com/Mims and Maim. If you want to throw us some money, please feel free. Maim, did you know that we have 2 other podcasts as well?
Do we? Oh wait, yeah,
Kinda.
we do. That's right. We I
We
forgot.
kind
Yeah,
of
we
have
do.
1.5.
Well, I mean, it's no, not one, like 2.5.
2.5. 2.5 more?
Two
We've
and a-
only got 3. How many more?
two and a half.
Are we
One and
doing
a-
another one? Oh my God.
1.5 more. Sorry, I thought I wasn't including this one when I was doing the math
Okay.
because you said we have 2 more, and I was like, no, we have like 2.5, and I'm like, oh wait, no, I see what you mean now.
Yeah. So we have Baking Sugar, which is a
Mhm.
Designing Women podcast.
Yes.
And we
for
have
y'all.
Where's Dorothy, a Golden Palace podcast. You can find them both where just type in Mims and Maim into your little machines where you get your podcasts, and they will
Where's
pop
Dorothy? I think of Where's Dorothy as both a spinoff of Golden Girls and also a spinoff of Murder She Wrote, because in both of them we're talking about corpses.
So there was almost a perfect crossover of our 3 podcasts in the
What?
80s. There was an episode of Super Password. Super Password, hosted by Bert Convey
Burke on me!
with Delta Burke on it,
What?
but no Betty White. If there had just been that.
Oh my gosh, that would have been so perfect. That would have been like the Trinity right there. The TV 80s Trinity. There you go.
Yes. It was like season 1 of Designing Women, and he
And-
said, "Are you guys going to be picked up for another season?" And Delta Burke was like, "I think so, maybe."
She was such a young starlet at
She
the
was.
time.
She was, and they didn't know at that point if they were going to be picked up, or
Nope.
in fact, they didn't think they
didn't.
were going to be. But you know what show has always been picked up? It's Murder She Wrote.
That's right.
You ready to get into this episode?
Girl, yes.
This is season 1, episode 11. Death casts a spell. Ooh.
I'm very excited.
So we are in Lake Tahoe.
Yes.
Let's go to the casino. Let's go to the casino.
I felt like you were like, I feel at home watching this episode.
Well, Lake Tahoe's a little too bougie for me, right? Like,
Is it?
yes, it's
Even
not
now?
Reno, girl. It's on the other side of it. It's on the California side of Reno.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. So I didn't know. I don't know anything about that, the West and where things are. I
Yes.
just think of them as like giant states.
They are. But so Nevada is shaped like this. Las Vegas is down here. Reno is up here.
Could you not do your fist like that, please?
They're like
weird.
this. Lake Tahoe is here.
Speaking of Patreon content, Mims is now.
No, stop it. Stop it now. Stop it. Don't even offer it. We want to stay on the air. Anyway, we're in Lake Tahoe. And we're watching a hypnotist show.
Yes.
The Great Calistro.
Which one of the people were you paying closest attention to? I want to hear where you were paying closest attention to.
Oh, hold on. I'll get to that one. he goes through his little spiel. He's clapping his hands. They turn into animals. Then he claps his hands. He's like, you will be your normal self, except you will be naked. And girl, there is one woman just strutting her stuff in her heels, like, y'all look at me, I'm naked.
See, I liked her, but I was much more interested in the modest lady who was like turning her back and covering her backside at the same time. But she was almost like hopping, like she was like hopping, like I was like, why are you hopping like that? It's like, what's that doing to your nudity?
And
my goodness.
We see something very important during this little show. Michelle Phillips is a guest star. Dear listeners, if you don't know who the mamas and the papas are, I highly suggest you go and look them up. All throughout this, I didn't notice that at the beginning, and all throughout this, I was like, who is this bougie blonde woman? And why does she look so It's Michelle fucking Phillips.
I mean, I have to say, the reason that I realized who it was is because I was captivated by that dress she was wearing. I was like, oh my gosh, that's a nice
which
dress.
One? Just all of them?
The purple dress with like the jewels going down the side and it's split into the silver. I really was like, this can be worn now. Like, this dress is beautiful. Good on you, Michelle Phillips. Good on you, girl.
So we find out, we're up in a hotel room, we find out that she slept with Calistro. Basically, he may or may not have used hypnotism to rape her. It's very
right.
It's
you caught it too,
80s
right?
Uncomfortable. Yeah, like
I was like, wait, what? And then I thought maybe she's just saying it. Like just to like figure out a way to get out of like cheating on her man with him. But then at the same time, it's like, but yeah, because she made that one line. He has such a hold on me. I was like, what?
And Joe, who is the owner of the hotel, who's that guy.
You know him. You've seen him in lots of stuff in the 80s.
Usually as a villain, or like I think he was in Scarface, like
some kind of tough
that guy. He grabs her by the neck.
Yes.
And you find out that they're married, and he is very upset with her. But he's gonna fix it. Fix it. He goes downstairs and fires Calistro. Just right there. Just fired.
And then gets into a fight with him.
We find out that Michelle Phillips' name is Regina. Whoa. We also find out that the hotel owes Calistro $1 million. $3 million.
Yeah, for breaking contract.
And
he was willing to pay it to get rid of him.
Yeah, I mean, he does seem like a total douche. I mean, he raped his wife.
I mean, moving on. So, I mean, from your perspective,
I don't have one. Go on.
A person that gambles at casinos.
Yes, I do like gambling.
Is $3 million at a casino really that much money?
I mean, in the 1980, whatever this was, yes.
Okay,
yes.
I wasn't sure. I don't know.
No, today, no. Have you never seen Ocean's 11?
No. Oh, I've never seen the new ones. I've seen.
You've never seen the new one? You've never seen the Steven Soderbergh, girl, you should watch Ocean's 11. Not Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13, or whatever. Ocean's 11 is yes, I know, it's not a Rat Pack movie, blah, 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 blah.
It wasn't, that's not why I didn't watch it.
I saw your face and you were thinking it.
I didn't watch it the first time. I don't remember why. It wasn't because of that. I think for me, I was going through a dislike of George Clooney phase when it came out. I kind of went through this thing where I was just kind of sick of him, and I was like, ugh. So,
George Clooney is just 100% good. Like he's never real bad. He's never really. He was great in Oh Brother Where Art Thou.
so he should be in a relationship with Goldilocks.
Yeah, pretty much. But like Brad Pitt, hot Brad Pitt.
Yeah, Brad Pitt for me has never been a thing.
Okay, then what about the two olds?
I said I'd watch the
Who are
movie.
the two olds in that movie?
The two olds? What?
The two olds.
I already said that I would watch the movie. Why?
I know, but I need to tell you the two olds are, God. What's his doodle and what's his doodle? What's his doodle who just passed away?
Okay.
What's his name?
I don't know because I don't know. I don't know.
Elliot Gould is in it.
Okay.
And oh my God.
What's his doodle that just passed away? Do you know how many Hollywood stars have died in the last
old
few?
One, the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Carl Reiner?
Carl Reiner, thank you. God, Rob was the only thing that was coming to my head was Rob. Oh Lord, I've lost my camera. Rob.
You got so wound up in all of this, it just turns off your camera.
I don't know why my camera's off. It's plugged in.
Oh Lord, help us!
Oh no, it just. How did that happen? I should be back. I'm back.
Oh my God, you got so round. Talking about
anyway,
this.
it's a good movie. It's a good movie.
I believe you. I didn't.
Do you like Julia Roberts? Aaron Brockovich?
I never seen it.
Hold on here. Dear listeners, I apologize. The reason I'm having such a moment with this is Maim has seen so many more movies than me. And a lot of them Oscar bait. I just listed 2 huge Oscar bait movies right there. Right?
But they're not British Oscar bait movies. So remember, I have a very different thing about American movies versus British movies. I am not going to pretend like I don't, because I do.
Did you watch Nomadland?
No.
Good. Okay.
Didn't that win Best Picture too?
It did. It's supposedly real boring.
But no, like I think what happens though is that some of those movies they pass my time period, right? Mm-hmm. And then I never think. It's not that I didn't want to see them. I just never think about them anymore. So I don't go back. And because remember, I don't have cable, right? So it's not like I can have it on HBO and then it's just randomly coming on one night. You know, it's like.
And you don't have WJZY movie night anymore either, do you?
Lord mercy. Why are you going to bring up WJZY?
TV
46.
And there for a while it was oopin'. Dear listeners, back a long time ago, there were these 2 channels. There was the UPN and the WB, right? Paramount's channel was UPN. WB was WB's channel, but UPN never really caught on with they were very progressive with black sitcoms. I'll give them that. But like beyond that, they didn't really catch on. It was only like one night a week they really had the black sitcoms. But their saying was it's oopin'. But what does that mean?
They don't even know, girl. They didn't even.
Anyway, Jess shows up.
Yes. Finally.
Jess shows up. Thank you. I've only been prattling on for the past 7 minutes. Jess shows
It's a
up.
weeknight. We know.
Jess shows up and she asks if Marilyn Dean has checked in yet. Marilyn Dean is her editor.
Mm-hmm.
She has not. But Joan shows up.
Why do you have to say it like that?
Joan has a black mullet.
She does.
She's in her 20s.
A black perm mullet.
She's in her 20s. She's Marilyn's assistant editor.
She's in her 20s, but her makeup makes her look like she's in her 40s.
God, she is very excited to be there, and we are all not thrilled for her. By the end of this, You'll hate Joan. That's my hypnotic suggestion, everyone.
Oh, man.
Anyway, Joan's like, well, she's not going to show. Marilyn's not invited. Want to go to dinner?
She's like, sure, I guess.
Yeah. So Joan sits her down, and at dinner, she's like, I have this great idea for a new book. You know, it's about a master hypnotist. And Jess is like, what? I don't even, what? So Joan finds out that Joan really just set this all up. Got Jess there, like called her boss's boss and said, hey, we're going to pitch this idea to her. Marilyn does not know any of this is happening. No. And Jess is like, this
she
poor
little telegram. Child. She sent her a telegram pretending to be her editor.
Yes. Faked her signature.
And normally, let's be clear, normally under a situation like this, you would think if I was a normal person, that girl would be fired.
Immediately.
But Jess is Jess, so she's like, it's okay, dearie. I won't tell.
Oh, God. Well, the amazing, wonderful Callistro shows up. Colostomy.
It's the great colostomy. Coming at you in 3D.
Flip. Oh, God. Joan just fanboys all about him. Like, she's like, he's from this place, from here, blah, blah. He won't even tell anything about his past. And
he's so mysterious.
Amazing. He's a mysteriously old man. And he does hypnotism. I recorded his show. How illegal do you think that shit is?
Yeah. I mean, I thought when she said she recorded his show, I've tried my best to imagine what did she record it on, because I remember what cameras looked like back then.
And I was like, you don't remember what it was? It was a tape recorder.
Oh, that's right.
She recorded. She tape recorded.
She taped the.
Like one of those old, like, big boxy tape recorders.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And she was sitting there. You would have heard the click, click, click of her turning the tape over. Dear listeners.
Could you imagine that? Oh, man. Like, he's trying to, like, hypnotize somebody, and suddenly you hear the click, click, click.
Or then if she gets the tape caught, the of the tape. Yeah. Well, Michelle Phillips walks in looking absolutely fabulous and orders a double Gibson at the bar.
So good. And they shoot her so well in this episode.
So a double Gibson, do you know what that is?
Nope.
It's basically a martini with pearl onion in it.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. They were huge in the 80s. Oh, it sounds delicious to me.
A martini with an onion.
Yeah, little pearl onion, little pickled pearl onion.
Okay. I mean,
live a little, girl. Live a little. Next time you go to a bougie bar.
No, if I go into a bougie bar, like the bougie bars down here, I am not paying that money until something is smoking or on fire or something like that. Like, that's when I'm like, take my money. If it's not smoking, I don't want it.
You mean to tell me if you were wearing that dress and you just walk up to a bar and go, double Gibson on the rocks, that doesn't appeal to you?
Kind of.
Okay, there we go.
Fine. Yes, it appeals to me. Fine.
So then Michaels, a reporter, approaches Callistro.
Good God, this man. Oof.
Yeah, he threatens him. He starts threatening him, and he's like, "I'm gonna get all the information about you. I'm gonna expose you." So Callistro says, "You know what? Bring all of the reporters up to my room, and if you can remember it, if you can remember my story, then you can publish it. But I'm gonna hypnotize all of you."
Yeah.
So, woo.
My favorite thing about this episode is not how insane it is, but
Uh-huh.
how we're just talking about hypnotism the whole time. Like it is a very much the real thing that people can just do on a whim and all of that. Like it happens multiple times on this
Yes, it
episode,
does. It does. It does.
which I'm so excited about the future for when it happens. I can't wait to talk about that.
So, Bud Michael's the name of the thing, of the reporter. He's like, he backs away and he goes to tell Andy that to go watch the performance, and A's like, why can't you go, Bud? Don't you want to go see this performance? You can learn something from it, maybe finally expose him. And Bud's like, no. I'm drunk. Obviously.
So, super drunk. He's falling over himself.
Obviously. Ha 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 ha. Somebody slipped me both roofies. I have to go to bed.
That's that soupy sales acting school. And
So, God almighty. Joan hears all this, and just like the piece of shit Joan is, she tries to go get Jess to go watch it.
oh God.
That gets you off guard.
Oh wow! You went in for the kill, didn't you? You just like
Look, if one of my friends tried to do this to me, I would have smacked them.
I mean, it's just very strange because it's like she just won't leave Jessica alone. Like she won't leave this alone. She's like, no, you got to do it. We got to do it. You're gonna do it, right? Can we do it? And Jessica's like,
Yes.
I'm not really here
Yes.
for that.
So Joan doesn't actually talk to Jess about this. She's upstairs talking to Callisto right now about that. So Andy comes over and introduces himself to Jess while Joan's away. Yes, isn't she such a piece of shit, Jess? She's trying to get you to go to this thing that I have to go to, and my boss is a piece of shit too. We both have to go to this. You want to go?
Oh, dear listeners, if you're new to this ride, welcome.
So Jess starts heading to her room, and there's a very confused nurse, there's somebody who confuses her with Nurse Beecham from Doctors After Hours. Whatever, I want to watch that show.
I did too. I was like, wait a minute, what? Is that it's like a dirty general hospital?
And Jess is like, no, this is not me. This is not me. Andy's walking up to the elevator. Andy, can you come save me, please? Andy just walks in the elevator, does not hear her. She knows it's a little loud in there.
Yep.
So maybe didn't hear her because it was
just
very loud.
Not acknowledging it. Kind of
Right.
shady.
So Jess is like, I'm this woman on this book you're reading. This is how you know me.
Girl.
The woman's nonplussed and walks away.
She's not even nonplussed. She's actually upset. She's like, no, upset. You're not. It's like, whoa, lady, that's, but then I was like, oh, this is probably her one, like her SAG gig for the year. So she's going to make it worth it.
Well, Joan shows up. tells Jess she's invited to the show. But I didn't want to be invited to the show.
She didn't want to go to the show. She had no intention.
I wanted to go to bed, you piece of shit. Why are you making me go to a damn show? Oh, God. So then they go into the elevator. It's a crowded elevator. And there's a great image of just Angela Lansbury looking so annoyed.
Oh, my gosh.
So now we're in Callisto's room.
Mm-hmm.
He's hypnotizing people.
Yes.
And he's hypnotizing the reporters and doing the whole arm thing, making sure that it won't move and doing that kind of weird stuff. Jess and Joan show up outside the door and they're like, the bodyguard's like, you're late. Sorry, Joan. You can't even do that right.
Oh, man. I wish he had said that. She is like just like I'm so bumbly. I'm bumbly about everything. Everything is and because I did think to myself, I was like, man, if you're like this here, like how have you kept your job working under a chief editor for a publishing company?
I don't know.
Maybe
oh my
she's the
God!
editor.
I only let shit through instead of shut 7 times in that last one. Oopsie! I'm so sorry. I'll do better next time.
I'll never get my own book published. Oh no!
Oh, thank God for that.
Maybe she's like one of the publisher's nieces. Maybe there's another niece connection. Like we don't know she's someone's niece, but because she's interacting with Jessica, she's probably someone's niece.
It's true. It's you got it in one. You got it in one. But none of the ants would claim that piece of shit, Joan.
Oh, jeez.
Oh God, where are we at here?
Besides Joan being called a POS, what do you?
So there's a break in a window.
Mm-hmm.
They need to get in. Joe, the owner of the hotel, shows up. It's like, I'll let you into this room. Callisto is dead. A butter knife. Actually, it's not a butter knife. It's one of those old cheap plastic steak knives from the 80s. It's stabbed into his back. Those knives that wouldn't cut the steak, but by God, apparently they'll stab a man.
I will say this is one of those things that I really liked because this is the thing I miss about the 80s, right? Like when you really do the thought process around the murder scene, one stab in the back.
Yeah.
Somehow
and not even anywhere near the heart, like it's in the upper shoulder.
Yep. and this gentleman here didn't scream, didn't say any words, didn't just died instantly.
like didn't hear a thud, like softest fall.
He just like death drop.
But the boom. Oh God. But we do have a problem.
Wait, what's happening? What's the problem?
All of the reporters are still hypnotized.
What?
Yeah, girl. Yeah. They've been listening. Who sang that song Hypnotized back in the day?
I don't remember.
Faith Evans, wasn't it?
Ooh, yeah. Hypnotized. Yes. Sorry, you have me. I was like, wait, oh, yes. Yes. They should have had her at the Super Bowl halftime thing, right? They should have brought her on stage.
She didn't really do much except for background vocals.
She had a decent solo career for a little bit. She did.
Like an album?
Like a couple albums.
Did she really?
Oh, wait, they wouldn't have had her last on the Super Bowl. No way, because she's East Coast. She's not West Coast.
Uh-huh. Where's Dana Howard from?
I think she's from the West Coast, girl.
Where was she?
Oh, could you have imagined if she had come out there and did Freak Like Me?
Girl, they couldn't put a water feature up that fast.
They could have. I'm just going to say they could have.
So, it's a crime scene now.
Mm-hmm.
And Jess is snooping around.
That's very uncharacteristic of her.
We meet the detective. I didn't catch his name, and I didn't catch it later on.
He wasn't as important in this one as like the detective of the past.
No.
They were like, we already have enough character actors, so you're just going to be a background player.
We'll call him a Peter Falk type.
Ooh, no.
Good enough?
No.
Okay.
No. I've been watching Columbo, so I'm a little bit defensive.
Okay.
He's more like a Quincy.
Oh God, Quincy for hire, Jesus! I just meant the way he looked, not in the.
Okay, sorry. I was just talking about his. I get really kind of weird about any sort of like detective things.
So there's a hole in the glass that Jess notices, but it's too far away for someone to have opened the door, like the door latch, with an arm through that hole.
Mm-hmm.
The plot sickens.
You were waiting for that.
For years. So, the psychiatrist is entered. Because they need psychiatrists to get these people out of, like, these reporters out of their days.
Mm-hmm.
And like the psychiatrist's like, we need to get an actual hypnotist in here. I really don't know what's going on. I got a degree in psychology. I can do some minor hypnotism. I can help you with your smoking, but I can't do this shit.
I mean, it's just like, it's just very, it's once again, like we're still in this like mindset of like, yeah, no, you need a professional hypnotist to get these people out of this.
Yeah. Because Callisto was real good. And Jess is like, that piece of shit Joan did something right by doing something wrong. She's got a tape of his last performance. Maybe if we play it, they'll wake up.
And they do.
Thank God I wasn't in here because that piece of shit Joan was running late. Oh, God.
Oh, man. It would have been, it would have been cool. I just thought like a completely different way this episode could have gone is if Joan had been in the room and somehow she got implicated, like they would put the finger on her. Oh, that would have been nice. God,
they would put the finger on her in the episode been over in 5 minutes because she would have been guilty, and Jess would be like, well, case solved.
Nice to know you, sweetheart. I'll give the editor my love. Thank you.
You're just too plucky.
Too plucky ducky.
Oh, God. So they wake up, and now we've gone to Jess jogging. Jess is jogging.
We can't have an episode without her doing exercise. It's the best thing ever.
You know that's the thing, right? Like she literally said she wanted to be an active old lady. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
and Joan catches up with her. It's like, I overslept. I can't even wake up on time, Jess. I'm so sorry about everything. I'm such a fuck up.
Oh boy! Oh
I
gosh!
Joan so much, dear listeners. No. I hope you hate her as much as I do.
I hope Joan comes back in another episode. I hope now. I just want it just to watch you spiral.
She's back.
Oh man.
Anyway, so we find out that Jess is actually intrigued by all this.
Yeah, it's the whole now she's kind of like, oh wait, we actually have a mystery on our hands, which kind of makes me horny.
So Jess decides to go to the psychiatrist, the cop psychiatrist, and she's like, not everybody can be hypnotized. It really can't be this strong of a thing, and he hypnotizes her.
Mm-hmm.
I figured this is where you want to talk about it.
Girl, I am telling you right now, this for me was, this might be the best moment of the first season. Listening to this playback and then watching her feign being, oh, blushing, oh no. I'm like, you have watched murder. You have witnessed some terrible things.
But pointing out that those masks he has on his wall probably are racist.
Oh,
not that big of a deal.
No, not at all.
Oh God.
So Jessica gets hypnotized, even though she says, I can't get hypnotized.
Of course, and then she gets hypnotized.
And then to confirm that she gets hypnotized, because
they record him.
They record, and then they do like a scene jump. So they jump in time to him pressing stop on the recorder.
Yes. Do
you want to give the listeners a little taste of some of her?
Oh no, I didn't care that much about this.
Oh man, I loved it.
I knew you did. That's why
her as a drunk person, like tell me how you feel about this drunk. Oh well, I was like, oh Lord.
I didn't hear drunk. I heard fly on the wall.
No, the first one was drunk. One was drunk. The second one was like a sophisticated woman talking about his office.
Yeah.
Right? In which she sounded like a character from Bridgerton.
Yes, that's true.
It was just perfect. I was like, I feel like she's been waiting for this all season just to like break out of her JB Fletcher for a minute.
Yep. Well, we go up to Michelle Phillips' room, And we find out the Callisto bodyguard is blackmailing her.
Oh no! Did she do it?
We don't know. We don't know.
Okay. I mean, I thought this was a show kind of confirming that she definitely did it.
Oh, probably, but we don't know yet. There's still 2.5 pages left.
That's true.
There's so much more Joan to hate. Oh,
there is.
God.
There is.
So we're back in the casino at the slot machines, and Jess talks to Andy, and the slot machine keeps saying, "Try again, try again, try again." They chit chat about why, about how odd it was that Bud can drink a lot, and I don't really know why he was acting drunk. He usually drinks 8 martinis, but that night just had 2 shots. Is very weird.
Yeah. The only way we could really think about that is was he drunk?
Bum bum bum. So Andy gets a call in the best way. Like, I always want to be like in a place back in the day. Call for Mims. Call for Maim.
Oh my
Please
gosh.
see your nearest representative.
Or like what was it in the 80s? Remember on Midnight Madness? Go to the white phone, go to the yellow phone, go to the red phone. Oh
Yes.
But we were never old enough to get into that point in life.
No.
We would be now, girl. We would be now, girl.
Oh, we would be. You would be getting phone calls from me wherever you were. You'd be in the middle of doing drag. Phone call for Maim. Yellow phone. Phone call for Maim.
I'd be like,
yellow phone.
I have to stop the show, girls. Hold on a minute. Let me go check this out. It might be my mother. Just give me a minute. Oh, it's you, Mims.
Hope you're having a good show, Maim. Bye. Tell him just to restart your 8-track.
Fine. Let's pick it up from the top.
Oh, God. So, Jess goes to Callisto's room.
Mm-hmm.
And we find out that Joan, that piece of shit, even told the detective about this horrible book. And he's
told
like,
everybody.
I hope you don't, write me like an idiot. And Jess is like, no. You are definitely not an idiot. You're doing the best you can with the hand you're dealt.
Yeah.
I have worked with some idiots, and you, sir, are not one of them.
We've watched them.
Yes, we have. Oh, God.
This is Murder, She Wrote could literally be it could be studied in the future as a sort of a thesis statement against patriarchy.
So we find out that Joe was the prime suspect.
Yes.
The owner of the hotel.
Because they got in that fight.
Yes.
And he was sleeping with his wife.
So now, it's true. So now we're at the bar, and Bud tells Andy, do not talk to Jess. Why not? She's just really sweet. I don't want her to get the scoop. She won't do anything like that. You don't know her. She'll get the scoop. Aha.
Oh, man. He did sound like a Rocky and Bullwinkle character there for a second.
Me or them?
Both.
Good. So now we're in the gym,
Mm-hmm.
and Jess gets on a bicycle because jogging so much hurts her knees at that age. Sometimes she's just got to get on this weird bicycle that's even got a little basket in front of it. Like, what?
I guess that's to hold the towel, maybe. I thought that was for towels, possibly.
And we meet Callisto's assistant, Sherry Diamond.
I love her.
Welcome to the stage, Sherry Diamond. Welcome to the stage.
I love Sherry. Oh, she's the best. She's just like, I've got nothing to hide.
We find out that Bud hates Callisto because he tried to get back in England. He worked in England, and he tried to get some info on him.
Yep.
Callisto fed him bad stories, got bad stories fed to him, and then sued him for libel.
Well, remember,
So,
because in the episode, right? Because the person can't just die. So we have to
right,
remember, he's
right.
technically a bad person because he was using hypnotism
To
to get
blackmail people.
information and blackmail
Right.
people. Like, once again, hypnotism is a super real thing in
Yep.
this world.
Yep. We also find out the best little thing that the assistant was a trapeze artist and stripper
Yes.
in Vegas.
I wish I could have seen that. I bet that would be amazing.
I know.
Like a little burlesque number where she's on a trapeze. Oh,
I don't think it was that burlesque.
Well, I'm just saying, like that. I'm in my head. That's what it is. It's not, just stripping. There's an art to it.
Now we're downstairs again.
Yes.
And that piece of shit Joan is making a phone call. But rather than actually make the phone call, she overhears Andy talking on the phone about, oh, Sherry Diamond, she used to be a trapeze artist. Oh, that's very interesting. That's, oh my goodness. And Joan
gives her an idea.
Joan, because she's only got one brain cell that can't put two and two together, goes off with her idea. Ha ha. God, she's so bad at life. Well, we're downstairs in the front desk area, and people are canceling their hotel reservations
because of the murder.
It's a crisis. Hold on, let's take a big old step back. I forgot to mention something.
What?
The tape outline of the body at the very beginning.
Oh.
Chef's kiss. I need a drink of water. I do apologize, dear listeners.
I mean, it's cool. Hey there, listeners. If you're listening to this while Mims is drinking water, remember, we have a Patreon. So if you'd like to...
Just mention it once the episode.
Sorry. We have a website, mimsandmaim.com, where you can get nothing other than our podcast.
No, drop that Patreon, girl. Drop that Patreon bomb to all of them.
Patreon.com/mimsandmaim.
Poop. So Jess goes talk to Bud.
What was that you just did?
I was dropping a bomb.
Every once in a while, I really wish people could watch the video of this because they're just sometimes. What's happening?
It was a poop bomb, y'all. It was a poop bomb. Whatever.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
anyway, so Jess goes talk to Bud. Bud is like, it's my story, Jess, not your story. God, I'm already getting my Louis Grizzard accent off for the next episode of Deciding. I don't know if you see the next episode of Deciding Women, but it's Louis Grizzard.
You're so prepared.
God, he was. And so Jess is like, well, why did you pretend to be drunk last night? What persuaded you to do that? And he pretended to be drunk because he didn't want to be in a sideshow, and basically he didn't want to deal with all that.
Yep.
So
makes sense.
There is now a body coming down the side of the building, and they were talking about how someone would break the window and that sort of thing, and Ben's just like, well, I'll be damned. Like, I mean, they were both like, what? I don't understand why that's there. I guess to bring stuff to the roof. Who knows? It's not like it needs...
I thought it for like window cleaning, but then I was like, oh wait, they have balconies.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, So Jess goes to the top of the roof after seeing this, and we find out that the detective's very interested because it seems like somebody could use this to get down on the balcony and break that window.
That's right.
And that piece of shit Joan called Sherry up to the top of the building, and she starts nagging her about, hey, could you use this to get into his room? Could you do that? Well, you used to be a trapeze artist. And she gets over to the edge and gets very scared and backs off.
You know how much I love overacting, and her moment there was
yes. Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Get away from me!
It's like, yes,
Joan.
Girl, yes. You better get that. You better get that guest starring Emmy. Yes.
Please. So she goes downstairs, and Joan's like, look, she basically admitted it. She knows. She did it. Duh. And Jess is like, you piece of shit, you're also an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about.
Nope.
This would take like 2 hours to set up. There's so much premeditation. And you would hear it. We didn't hear it. You don't have that much control. What are you thinking, you moron?
Oh man, this is
What?
it's just amazing. I love it so much.
So Joe is like, could you please hurry up and do this? Could you please hurry up and get this investigation done? And Jess is like, well, you have motive, Joe. And he's like, no. I'm happy he's dead, but I found a little leeway in the contract to get him out of it. I would have owed him nothing and ruined him.
Mm-hmm.
Which is better than murder. What? So, as Jess is walking around, she sees Michelle Phillips looking very suspicious in a nice hat with a little thing, like she's getting ready to blow up a boat.
I wrote down
back attire.
I wrote down and I said, "Oh my gosh, I love a overdressed woman in sunglasses." It was, to me, that was like the best thing ever. I was like, yes, please.
So she gets in her cream colored Mercedes and flies off, and Jess is like, "Sir, Mister on the motorcycle, is there going to be anybody there? Is there a taxi?" He's like, "No, probably not for a few minutes." "Well, can you follow that car?" And he's like they do in the movies. Yes, yes, I can. And they get to the top of a hill, and like Michelle Phillips pays off the bodyguard.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, not that kind of situation though.
No, not that kind of situation.
He's like a bad bodyguard, which I mean,
yeah. And the biker dude is just like, yeah, like shaking his head. I love this kid. He was
the best part to me. He was the best part of the episode.
Yeah. Not her dresses. Her dresses were so good.
You're right. I take it back. He was the second best part.
So now we're up in Michelle Phillips's room.
Yes.
And we find out that that Jess is going to go to the cops with this information no matter what. So she's like, here's your chance to explain. And apparently Michelle Phillips, oh my God, I just caught the camera again. Here we go.
What's happening, girl?
I'm accidentally hitting the mouse pads around on top of it. I'm accidentally touching.
Stop flailing.
So we find out that Michelle Phillips offered the bodyguard a lot of money to kill Callisto, to get out from under his spell.
Oh boy.
So now we are downstairs in the theater.
Yes.
And there's some brainstorming. And like Joan's like, well, it's gotta be Sherry. And
gosh, she just will not let it go.
She will not let it go. And the cop says, well, they had to be deaf, blind, and mute. Or the reports were deaf, blind, and mute. And Jess gets it.
Yep.
She gets it right then, right there.
That little light bulb
Joan
goes off.
Finally does something right. She tells Bud that Jess figured it all out.
Yep.
And she says it was Sherry, which made her cream in her pants when she said it.
It did, actually. That's
so
kind of gross.
The detective asks Andy to come upstairs and be hypnotized. And so he could be a witness.
Right.
So they go upstairs and he gets hypnotized. And he's like, comes out of it and says, Sherry did it. It was Sherry. I distinctly remember. She came in, poked him in the back with that steak knife. He collapsed to the floor. Then he took the fire thing and broke out the window and escaped. And then Jess is like, Bish, no, you did it. And he's like, what? So she's like, Sherry's scared of heights. This hypnotist is a blackjack dealer, and Joan fed the line to Bud.
Yeah.
And you just came in here with earplugs, so you wouldn't be hypnotized.
How? What are you talking about? I would never.
And she knew he was wearing earplugs because when she was yelling at him, he didn't pay attention. And even more importantly, they have the receipts.
Oh, jeez.
Also, there's a connection to England because Andy called an elevator a lift. It's like, Angela, you could have left that one out. Sorry, Jess, you could have left that one out.
Like, I mean, I don't. That's like a British person coming to America for a few years and then coming back and being like, it's an elevator, and we're like, what? No.
So we found out that Andy's dad was Bud's bureau chief, and that when Bud lost everything, so did Andy's dad, and he's been wanting to get. And Andy's dad committed suicide, and he's wanted to get Callisto back for years.
We got like a dark turn to the episode with that one.
Yes. So Jess leaves. Joan, that piece of shit, comes running out. Jess, they want to publish your book. Okay, that's great. I'll try to write it. But they want to change it to my ending. Huh? Doo-doo.
Jeez.
Doo-doo-doo.
I knew it was coming, but I just still wasn't ready.
Oh, girl.
I knew it was coming, but I wasn't ready.
I know, you never are. Oh, well, Joan. We all hate her.
I didn't hate the woman. It just was like, she was just too bumbly.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's like, you know.
Well, girl, we have been talking for an hour, 1 minute and 44 seconds.
An hour, 1 minute and 40. Well, I mean,
4 seconds.
If somebody didn't have these like Joan attacks where you're like ranting about her for a little bit, that's like half of the episodes.
Joan attacks.
I don't know what else to call them. Like, I mean, it's like you're just like going.
Girl,
in.
why don't you tell the dear listeners where they can find you?
Totally. Hi, dear listeners. This is Auntie Maim, your favorite relation, and
Joan's our least favorite.
Joan is everyone's least favorite. And if you'd like to find me online on Facebook and Instagram, I'm at auntie.maim, MAIM, so you can pop in and follow me and say hi. I'm on Twitter on Mims Ministry, and if you'd like to see me in real life, I'm fairly busy in the South Florida area. I host a weekly karaoke show called Amazel Colossal Karaoke at Killy Rydell in Miami Beach. I do improv comedy at Villain Theater in Miami, and I'll be hosting Laughs at Lit, stand-up comedy night on Tuesday nights at Lit in Wilton Manors. That sounds a lot, saying it out loud. Well, so yeah. How about you, Mims?
I'm the Divine Miss Mims. I don't do that much. You can find me at Divine Miss Mims on what's it called? Twitter. You can find this podcast at You Slay Me Pod on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
We have 2 other podcasts. Find them, type in Mims and Maim and search for them. Yeah, I think that's about it. What do you think, Maim?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, then why don't you just say goodnight, Maim?
Good night, Maim.
Bye, y'all.